traders, welcome to another exciting video on Trading Kernel. This is the first video we're publishing in 2026. So if you're watching this, I wish you a happy new year and a super exciting 2026. So this video is sort of like a technical augmentation video or sort of like a tiny correction video, and it's off a video I watched recently on YouTube called Reinforcement Learning, where an AI agent was trained based on forex data, so EURUSD, and it was sort of trained to predict future prices. And then on sample data, it worked pretty well, but on out of sample data, it didn't perform well. And in this video, we're going to be looking at a couple of reasons why this could have been the case. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the feature design. And I've seen this a lot in machine learning videos, reinforcement learning videos, basically every video that uses machine learning. So it's either the OHLCV data is passed as the features to the model, or the indicator values. So for example, in this video here, the indicator values like the 14-period RSI, the 20-period moving average, the 50-period moving average, the ATR, and the MA20 slope was passed as features to train this model on. If you should look at the decision tree of a machine learning model, you're going to find it comparing the values you pass to it to some certain number. So for example, RSI is less than a certain number, a moving average is greater than a certain number, ATR is greater than a certain number. So there is no actual decision logic there, basically just a lot of noise, and it's not thinking like a human, and that's because of the features that you're passing to it. So for example, rather than providing the default moving average value, which in this case was done here, we could provide a column F1 which is equal to 0 if the price is above the moving average, and 1 if the price is below the moving average. So that when you look at the decision tree and it's able to predict something, for example, and it says MA is less than 1, which is 0, you know that it's talking about scenarios where the price is above the moving average. Now this helps the machine learning model think like a human and provides decision logic, because you're no longer providing these models with the indicator values. You're now providing these models with how you use or how you should use these indicator values. Another example here is, rather than providing the default MA difference, M1 minus M2, you could provide a column F2 which is equal to 0 if the MA difference is less than 100, and 1 if the MA difference is greater than 100 but less than 200, and so on. Now with that, if you could see F2 is less than 1, you'd instantly know that the model is talking about scenarios where the MA difference is less than 100. Now think about this. Think about the possible features that you could pass to a machine learning model using this feature design. Rather than passing the hour of the day, for example, you could pass 0, 1, 2 depending on the trading session, which is more of information than the raw data, which is the hour that you're passing. So this helps the model think like a human. It removes all possible noise, and it also aligns with decision logic. So if you should look at the decision tree of a machine learning model, you could actually formulate a trading strategy using the set of conditions provided here. So let's move on to the next one, where the in-sample data was very profitable, but the out-of-sample data was not profitable. And there are actually 3 reasons why this could occur. We've actually looked at the first reason, which is the features design. The problem too here is the indicators and false edge. So machine learning or not, indicators like the moving average, RSI, Bollinger Bands, and you know the rest of them, produces great results in sample data on day trading strategies in forex pairs specifically, but perform poorly out of sample data. So if you're looking to develop day trading strategies in the forex markets, avoid these indicators. And this is from personal experience. So in my years of developing trading strategies, I haven't found a way to use these indicators, machine learning or not, to develop a strategy that performed well out of sample data for a very long time. So if you're going to be developing day trading strategies in forex pairs, avoid these indicators. Maybe when I find a way to develop a profitable strategy using a set of indicators, or a model that can develop profitable strategies using this set of indicators, I'm going to make a video about it. But for now, machine learning or not, avoid these indicators. The third problem here, which is a very common one, is overfitting. And the easiest way to describe overfitting is overspeeding. Speeding, which in our case fitting, itself is not bad, and there is no constant line between underspeeding and overspeeding. But we set certain rules like a speed limit or a traffic stop or other regulations which might vary depending on the environment. So the speed limits where you have a school and the speed limits on a highway are different. But we set these rules to avoid crashes or accidents. So if the speed limit on a highway is set at 90, it's been observed statistically according to some sort of model that people who go over 90 tend to have crashes or accidents. So that's why a speed limit of 90 exists. So this is the same in trading as well. We also, from experience, have to set some certain rules depending on the environment to avoid a false edge. Now, these rules in this case could be avoiding static SL or TP as was used in this video, or avoiding these indicators, or a lot. So these models has to be based on experience, right? What are the things you've done in the past that has led to overfitting? And to me, it has been a lot. And one of the things that it has also been is using machine learning as well. And this is one of the reasons why I no longer use machine learning to predict future prices in 2026, at least for now. Maybe if that changes in the future, I'll let you guys know. But for now, I no longer use it to try to predict future prices or to try to find an edge. So how exactly do I find an edge now? I'm just going to show you an example in this video. So this is a simple code. I'm just going to show you guys here. It's a very simple code, probably less than 200 lines of code here. So we tested all R's 0 to 23 plus 11 context features, which is equal to 264 combinations. And on analyzing EUR/USD, we can see that if the previous day was bullish and the current day is greater than 2 p.m., there is a 70.8% probability that the next three candles would likely touch 20% of the previous day's range. And this happened in 291 cases. So this is a very simple way to find an edge. And you can see the same statistics on other symbols as well. You can see all of them here. And then some we have no strong edge. Okay, so I went over to my MetaTrader 5 and I wrote the simple code here. So previous day is greater than 0, and allow trades by time helps me trade in the time session where I want to trade in. And I have my place order function here, but I don't have a place order function here. You can see I commented this out because the scenario was covering just bullish conditions only, not bearish conditions. And it's done running. If I head over to my graph, you can see what this looks like. And if I head over to my backtest, you can see that there is a 65% probability here with a 34% probability covering 200 and something candles, a sharp ratio of 6.45. And this is what the performance looks like. Now, to me, I feel like this is an incomplete edge, because if we go back here and we take this back all the way to 2021, and then we run this here, you can see what the performance looks like. So this edge just started playing out in mid 2024, right? So I feel like it's an incomplete edge. I'm going to keep plugging in conditions, plugging in futures to try to understand this edge completely. And once we do, I'll make a video about it and I'll upload that video to Trading Kernel so that you can learn about this edge that is super prevalent among Forex pairs. So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.